Hello guys, welcome back. This is Abdullah Sani and we are working on C++ coding series. Okay, in case you're joining us for the first time, we've done a lot of stuffs in C++, and I think today in today's video we are going to be working on a task. We have a problem at hand, and let's see what the task is all about. Okay, so this is the task that we have at hand, and of course, we need to solve this. So it says you have been given a task to develop a simple application using C++ that takes an arithmetic operator that is plus, minus, multiplication, and division, and two operands from a user and performs the operation on those two operands, okay, depending upon the operator entered by the user. All right, so first thing first, you need to understand the question, okay? That is the first thing you need to do. So, of course, the takeaway from this question is simply, you developing an application that would accept two numbers from a user, then the user will from the system, the user will be able to add those two numbers, that is the operands that he will be supplying to the system. If he wants to add the numbers, of course he can. If he wants to minus or subtract, from those numbers, he should be able to. And of course, if he wants to multiply the two numbers, the application should be able to allow users to do that. All right, so and the last one is division. If the user wants to divide the first number by the second number, this application should be able to give him that privilege. Okay, so this is the breakdown of this task. All right, so of course we've gotten the required knowledge to solve this problem from our previous tutorials, from our previous classes that we've had. All right, so without wasting time, we need to jump into this code blocks and get this problem solved. So I'll quickly hit on my Windows Q and bring up the code blocks. All right, so let's see. Let me minimize this so you can see the code blocks is coming up. All right, so of course we need to create our project. Oh, we're going with console application as usual. Then of course the language is C++. Then this is where we give our project a title. So we can just call these let's say simple, or let's say we can just give it something like calculator app. Okay, that is calculator application. So I'll just hit on next and click on finish. So let's go to sources. We double click on main. All right, so this is the code blocks interface. Of course, we'll get rid of the hello world. Okay, I'm going to clear this. All right, so first thing first, of course, from the question, we are working with some characters here, that is the operators. Then we'll now ask the user to enter the two numbers, that he or she will be performing the operations on. All right, so of course, for the characters, that is the plus, the minus, all those operators, of course, we need to declare a variable that is going to hold them. So in this case, I'm going to use, I'll declare a variable called, let's say up, or we can say operand operators, but I'm going to keep it simple with OP, which stands for operator. Okay, so that is that. So next, I'm going to declare a variable for num1, num2. All right, so that is for the first number and the second number. All right, but then we don't know the kind of values that the user might want to enter. Right, so in this case, I cannot use integer. All right, so I think preferably I'm going with float. So I'm going to use the float data type. So float num1, you can say number one or num1, but I'll keep it simple with num1. So since we're going to be having num1 and num2 and they are of the same data type, I'm going to leave it on the same line. I don't need to go to line I don't need to go to the second line or line 9 and declare a different variable like num2, float num2. All right, so that is going to make our code too long. So I'll keep it simple this way. All right, so now let's prompt the user to enter any of the operands that he wants to work with. So to do that, I'm going to print out a text. So this is going to be cout, and I'll tell the user to enter, let's say, please enter, enter operator. All right, so we want to prompt the user to enter operators, right? So give him samples with this. We have plus, we have minus, we have minus, okay. Then we have asterisk, which is for multiplication, depending on what the user wants to do, right? So the last one is of course division. So this is what we want to print out to the user. So I'll end this line. All right. So let's see. Let me give a space here. All right. So we're telling the user to pick any of the operands, right? Okay, guys. So here we need to store whatever operator that user enters into the variable up. So I'm going to use cin up, and I'll save this. So this is the line that is going to save whatever operator that the user enters. So next, we will now prompt the user to enter the two numbers. So I'm just going to put cout or end this line, and all. Then in between the double quotes, we'll just ask the user to enter two operands, right? So this is going to be please, let's use caps. This is going to be please enter two operands or numbers. Okay, so we're prompting the user to enter two numbers, from the screen. So we'll now collect these two numbers using cin. Of course, we've already seen how to do this, in our previous video. So I'm going to have num1. We're collecting num1 and num2. Okay, so this is how to collect these two numbers that the user is going to enter. So next we're going to use switch. We're going to use switch statements to do the mathematics. Okay, so to do that, of course, I'm going to use the keyword switch. Okay, switch, and we'll add up the operand. We're going to add up the operators. So switch OP, of course, OP is this OP. All right. So the first case, we're going to, in between these curly braces, we're going to have different cases. Of course, we've seen how to use switch statements in our previous videos, right? So I'm going to have case plus. Let me start with addition. So in case the user enters, plus, what should happen? All right. So that is our first case. Now the system should print out cout. We want to print out the number that the user enters. So we're going to have num1. Okay. Then we'll give a text num1 plus. Let me close this. Num1 plus num2. We just want to print this out to the user. Num1 plus num2, okay, is equal to, let's give up the equal sign, just creating space so that it will be clear. So num1 plus num2 is equal to now we'll now do the calculation, right? So we're going to have num1 plus num2, as simple as this. So we'll now end this line. We're going to end this. You can use uh, end of, right? Okay, guys. So next we need to just add a break here. I'm going to have a break here. Of course, this is how to create a break. It means after this execution, the system should, exit. Okay, so now we'll go to case two. I'm going to have case minus in case the user wants to perform, you know, subtraction. So we can have minus here. So when the user enters minus from the keyboard, this is what should happen. The system should print out this C out, not count, C out. We're going to have C out num1. Okay, num1. We need double quotes num1 minus, in this case we're going to use minus num1 minus num2, okay, is equal to, we're going to have equal to, I'll close this. All right, so we're going to have num1 minus num2. Okay, this is what actually performs the calculation. Then we'll now end, oh, because we'll end this with break. Okay, so in case the user enters minus, this computation will be done. Num1 minus num2, this is actually 2. All right, so let's see, this is for, minus. Now that is for subtraction. What if the user wants to perform, multiplication? So we're going to have case, we're going to design a case for that. So we'll have case, let's say case quotes, we'll have asterisk in case the user enters asterisk, right? Okay, so here we're going to have C out. Just as easy as this, we're going to have C out. Then we have num1, okay. Then we have equal to, then multiply by, num2, okay. Then we'll give it equal sign, give it equal to, it is space. We're actually going to have num1 multiply by num2, okay. So end this line as simple as this. Then we'll create a break here. We're going to create a break here. All right, so this is for multiplication. So next we're going to do, I think, the last one, because from the question we have plus, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and the last one is division, right? So we're going to have another case. So I'm going to have another case for case division, right? So this is the case. Let me create a space here at the top. Yeah, so this is the last one, that's the last case. In case the user enters this, the system should print out num1, okay, num1. Then we'll have the division symbol, num1 divided by, num2, okay. Then we'll say it's equal to, this equal sign is going to be here, is equal to, that will do the division. So we're going to have num1 divided by num2. Okay, now we'll end this line with and or. Then of course we're going to break, add up break. Okay, so this is for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So now, what if the user enters a symbol that is not what if a user enters a different symbol other than these operators that we just listed out? That is all these cases that we just listed out. So what should happen? That is where the default comes in. Okay, so we're going to have a default printout. So here cases work with default. So we're going to have default. We're going to have let's see, default, that is the default, is going to be cout. Let's say cout, yes. um we're going to print something like an error message, right, telling the user that of course what he or she has entered is an invalid operator. So we'll just tell the user error. Just tell the user error. We just give him an error message. So we just say error. We just say operator does does not. We just say does not exist. Okay. Sorry. Error. Okay. We'll say error. The operator you just entered does not exist. Okay. So this is the full text telling the user that the operator he or she entered does not exist, right? So here we'll just have break. So I'm going to have break. Okay, so after printing this text, it should exit. That is what we are saying. All right, so I think our application is set. So in this, I think we need to add up something like a comment here, right? So let's see if we have something like if the operator is other than you know so we have plus, we have minus, instead of minus we have multiplication, and we have something like or, and we have division. So this will be printed out if the operators that the user enters is not among any of this. Okay, so I think this is, we're going to have this. Let's put something like let's say error message is shown. We can have something like the error message below. Let's have something like below is shown. All right. So okay, so this is how it works. Now we need to run this. Let's click on build and run for us to see what we have developed. So I'm going to click on build and run. Okay, so you can see this is our output. But before this, let me add something. Before we ask the user to enter the operator, we need to at least welcome the user, right? So we're going to have something like this. Let's have a printout and all. So the printout is just going to welcome them. So let's say welcome to um simple app calculator. Okay, welcome to simple app calculator. All right, so just trying to welcome the user. Here the next line should, the next printout should be in the next line. So I'm going to have this. Okay. So I'm going to build and run again. So we're going to have, can you see? We have a printout. Welcome to Simple App Calculator. Please enter um enter what? Enter operator. So here, let's say we want to add two numbers. So I'm going to have, I will just enter plus. Okay, that means I want to run additions, right? I want to add probably two numbers. So I just press enter. Then it says please enter two operands. That is, it's asking me to enter the two numbers that I want to add up. So let's say I enter 4 and I hit enter. It's waiting for me to enter the second value. Let's say I enter 7. So I'll press enter. Then it says, can you see? It says, sorry, it says 4 plus 7 is 11. Okay, so this is for plus. Now let me close this. That's for addition. Let me close this and test for um, subtraction. So it welcomes me, of course. So I'm going to give minus. I'll hit minus, then I'll press enter. Then it's asking me for my operands. So I'm going to have, I'll just put in 10. I'll press enter and I'll put in, let's see, 5. Then if I press enter, it says 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. Okay, so that is for subtraction. Now let's go with multiplication. So I'm going to build and run again. Okay, so here I'm going to add up the multiplication sign, that is the asterisk. I'll hit enter. Then I'll enter my two operands. I'm going to add up 10. I want to multiply 10 by 10. Okay, sorry, 10 by 19. I just entered 19. So I just press enter. So 10 times 19 is 190. Okay, so you can see that is for multiplication. So let's test the last one, which is division, right? So I'm going to build and run again. So let's say I enter division, then I'll hit enter. Then the two operands is going to be, let's say, 100. That's the first value. Then I'll enter, let's say, 5. I want to divide 100 by 5. Okay, then I'll hit enter. It says 100 divided by 5 is equal to 20, of course, which is correct. So let's test for the default value, right? Let me enter something that is not, is not an operator, right? So let's say I enter, let me just press, let's say, comma. I'm going to type in comma and hit enter. Okay, so here I'm going to have 2. I'll hit 2 and 4. So when I hit enter, it says error. The operator you've just entered does not exist. Of course, comma is not an operator, right? So this is how this software works. So you can see, let me go back to the question again. So this is actually the question, and of course we're able to solve that problem by designing an application for it. All right, so this is how it works, and this brings us to the end of this video. In case you're able to get value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends so that we'll be able to get the same value that you got, and please subscribe to our channel. All right, so bye for now.